allow me to introduce you. So, dear student, first of all, Mr. Ali Fauzi, Ms. Nadia, thank you very much for accepting our invitation. And dear students, this afternoon we are very pleased and honored to have Mr. Director Ali. He is Director of Investment Department of Indonesia Economic and Trade Office to Taipei. Of course, he arrived in Taipei. I would say that maybe just recently, beginning in 2020, maybe last year, because between 2019 and 2020, he had another job, another duty. Okay, Mr. Ali Fauzi was a student of engineering. He studied chemical engineering and industrial technology in the prestigious university, Bandung Institute of Technology of Indonesia. As I know that this academic institution is very famous, and with which our university, Taiwan Tech, also have academic cooperation. After earning his bachelor degree as an engineer, he continued his study in the postgraduate study. He studied in the Swiss German University in Indonesia and earned a Master of Information Technology. So he is engineer not only in chemical but also in information technology. So really qualified engineer. And he also received very interesting training, international training. He received training in the Ministry of Economic Affairs of Germany, about the regional economic development, international leadership between 2007 and 2008. A year of training in Germany, and then afterwards in the 2016, he also received a training in Korea, in the Korea Economic Recovery System, and Yongnam University of South Korea. So we can see that Mr. Ali Fauzi is not only a very hardworking student. He studied engineering, but also received training of several countries. And as we know that Mr. Ali Fauzi is mastered, is very familiar with investment fields. So in this field, in this investment field, he worked quite much. So I think that this afternoon, he will give us a lot of information about the investment environment, investment climate of Indonesia, so that we can enrich our knowledge. Indonesia is a very interesting country. We already know that Indonesia is a country where unity in diversity. It is a country, it's an archipelago, which have more than 7,000 islands. It is the biggest island country in the world. And also it is the leading country in Asia. This organization, international organization. And of course, it's also the target country of very much Taiwanese investment there. So it means that not only Mr. Ali, but also his colleague had done a very excellent job in attracting investment from Taiwan. So also we know that we have very close, substantial relations between Indonesia and Taiwan. That is why we also wish that in the future, Mr. Ali Fauzi, Mr. Director Fauzi, can also introduce Indonesian investment to Taiwan, so that we can make a win-win relationship. Okay, now I will stop by my introduction. I'll give my words to Mr. Ali Fauzi, Director Ali Fauzi. Thank you very much. Of course, Mr. Nadia Velana will help us in making translation of some key words. Thank you very much for both of you. Thank you. Please.
Okay. Good afternoon. Tacha, Buan. Hi, everyone. My name is Ali Fauzi. I am the Director of Investment at Indonesian Economic and Trade Office to Taipei. First of all, I would like to say big thanks to Professor Diego and his team, Mr. Kai and Yo, for inviting me as the guest lecturer for this course. To respect Taiwan audience, as well as to give more feel and ambience of NTUST for all audience, no matter where you are. Here with me, my colleague, Nadia Velana, will help to give not a full, but a brief translation of every subject. So to begin my remarks, I would like to convey sincere gratitude and regards from Indonesian government, and to represent a warm greeting from Indonesian people to all of you, NTUST members, and of course, the people of Taiwan, by this lecture entitled Indonesia, Spirit of Changes and Progress, Unity in Diversity.
首先，我是Mr. Ali Fauzi， 我就是我们的印尼代表处的投资部主任。然后首先我想要代表印尼的人民，就是跟各位同学，还有一期老师们，还有一些台湾科技大学的所有参加今天的课程，跟大家打个招呼。大家午安。那我先跟大家确认一下，大家都可以看得到我们的简报吗 ？OK 吗？
可以看到，没问题。
好，老师谢谢。
Okay, first of all, allow me to share current situation of COVID-19 in Indonesia, which was quite severe during the outbreaks of July this year, reaching more than 50,000 cases per day. Thankfully, the situation has now been getting better and better, recorded on early September, breaking under 5% of WHO standard. As of 22nd November, the vaccination coverage is reaching 49.4% of population for at least one dose, and is reaching already 32.9% of population for second dose or fully vaccination. So overall, Indonesia is continuously successful in fighting COVID-19, where Taiwan is one of the best reference models and as help giver and donation and assistance until now. We hope by both government of Indonesia and Taiwan commitments, and also by the growing Indonesian people's awareness for the virus, and even by the coming of the new Omicron variant, the situation could be relatively under control and could be well managed, still in well managed being.
好，从这个图我们可以看，虽然那时候7月的时候，我们在印尼的疫情就是蛮严重的。从这个图我们可以看，我们那个数量就是确诊数真的很高。可是现在我们可以看，在11月的时候啊，我们的疫情已经变就是好很多了。然后也可以看得到，我们就是打疫苗的那个达成率啊，也是快要到我们的50% 的人口，所以代表就是我们的印尼就是针对这个疫情，我们就是处理的越来越好。然后我们也就是针对台湾，就是很感谢台湾，因为台湾就是给我们很多国家，不只是印尼，就是一个很好的案例，就是针对疫情的处理措施，台湾就是一个真的是很好的，其中一个最好的国家。然后，所以我们也希望我们印尼政府是透过我们印尼政府的承诺啊，也可以加强我们所有的印尼人民，是针对这个疫情的病毒的，加强他们的认知，所以他们知道这个疫情就是很严重，然后也希望我们可以就是针对着新的那个变种 Omicron， 也是可以赶快把它控制得好。
Okay, for this first session, we'll discuss or we'll take a look about the aspects of Indonesian culture and lifestyle, and also daily life in Indonesia that we wish will be beneficial for you if you are coming to Indonesia. On this first slide, I would say that one of the aspects is that Indonesian loves very much the storytelling. I will tell you a story, one or two story, and especially those the funniest stories. One or two of those stories are about times when the king wished to give charity to his people from all over the country. So once when he brought so many woods and leather from Ose Taralia, so this is, I think you should also know the ancient name of Australia, Ose Taralia. Then he landed first in Papua, distribute the gift where the people soon made very big percussion called the tambur. So this one on the left side is the tambur in Papua, and perform a dance to please the king. And furthermore, to the center of Indonesia, to West Java, to Sunda region in Java, West Java, where the same way they made kendang. It's also very popular, moderate in size but with a beautiful sound combination. You can take a look in YouTube by typing the kendang. And more to the upwest in Riau, also by the same way, people began to make rabana, very slim wood and little size percussion, as you can see the rabana. Because at the time, the king already had a very limited amount of woods and leather, but the show still must go on. Finally, he came to Aceh, the most western part with no more woods or leather in hands, except one or two pieces of rebana he got from the people of Riau. And finally, they made Saman dance in Aceh. Yeah, we will see the Saman dance later on. And the second story is about the king's journey from west to east upon his passage from China, now the king brought so many silk, fabrics, and gold accessories. Landed first in Aceh, he gave as much gift for the people, who began to make very beautiful and magnificent clothes. As you can see, on the left side, on the very left, the baju kurung. And the baju kurung, very famous from Aceh. And then after that, he arrived also he came to Java and still have some amounts of fabrics and are still could be given, where people began to make batik and kemben. Yeah. So yeah, batik is made by paintings the fabrics with so many beautiful motifs. As you can see, I'm wearing batik now. And after that, the king arrived at Borneo when there are no more silk, fabrics, and gold accessories left. People still show to the king that they could make beautiful clothes from leather and from bird feather, as you can see. So the baju Dayak, and we also know that Dayak is one of the indigenous people of Taiwan. Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah. So finally, he came up in Papua, where the king had not much gift or even time to spend anymore, but people could still suit themselves by painting their bodies with animal fat, plants, colors, and made koteka. Yeah, you will know the koteka, made from trees or dried out gourd to cover up their vital organ. Yeah, this is a very unique clothes from Papua. So we can say that the storytelling makes people stick to each other, even the difference in cultural and local wisdom. By no intention to look down to others, Indonesians keep sharing stories, making jokes, playing various music, wearing colorful clothes. More and more, a diverse nation become a mature nation and understand more to each other. Let us now also let Nadia translate a bit first.
好，所以在这个图啊，这个简报这一页，我们在讲，就是因为印尼就是很多岛嘛，从东到西，西到东，就是有各种不同的文化。那在上面我们可以看，就是印尼传统的那个巧虎的乐器。那我们看这种最东部的印尼，就是巴布亚那边，它用的那个乐器就是那个很大，然后慢慢到最东部的那个印尼就是雅琪阿切，它就是没有在用那个乐器了，就是它直接用那个舞蹈是叫那个拍手舞。等一下我们会给你们看影片。那如果在下面就是针对我们印尼的传统的服装，那如果这个是翻过来，从西部的印尼到东部那边，就是你可以看到，因为雅琪它大部分的人口都是信那个回教徒，所以他们针对那个服装要全包那种，就是然后你可以看从雅琪那边到最东边那边巴布亚那边，他们的传统服装越来越就是他用的布料越来越少，所以有 不同的风格。那 所以可以说我们印尼人很喜欢，就是透过一些动画故事，就是跟大家就是传演人跟人之前的感情，就是用不同的笑话啊，不同的那种音乐啊，不同的就是服装，然后就是可以有不同的文化背景，就是他们就是可以透过这些一连串的故事，可是让大家更理解他们彼此的关系是在哪里。那接下来我们会播一个那个拍手舞的那个舞蹈让你们看到，因为那个是不只是在印尼很有名，可是在全球就是也是很有名。它就是这个是我们播是那时候它 Asian Games 那。
Okay, let us now view a video of Saman dance where, as told by the stories, there's no more wood, no more leather, no more percussion, but they begin to hit the body and hit the floor and perform a very beautiful dance. Okay. So that was Saman dance. Hope you like it. I think many of you like this Saman dance. So from the above stories and video, let's go deeper to understand Indonesia in terms of social, cultural, and lifestyle. The first subject is regarding the diversity of Indonesia. Here is Indonesia, lands and water, from east to west, from south to north, at size around 35 times of Taiwan. So you can imagine. Indonesia consists of 95% native 1,300 ethnic groups and 742 local dialects. So, and the top 3 ethnic groups are Javanese, Sundanese, Batak, Sulawesi, Madurese, and Betawi. So, if you go to Jakarta, you will hear Betawi language or Jakarta language, which is Malay-based language, borrows extensive words from Hokkien. You will hear some Hokkien sound, and also Chinese, Arabic, Portuguese, and Dutch languages, as well as other local languages used. So this Betawi language or Jakarta language used as slang language in Jakarta, especially. And you will hear like Gua, Lu, which is from Hokkien, and Cepek, Goban, also from Hokkien. So it's I hope you familiar with this sound.
好，所以如果只是我们印尼总共有1300个不同的族群，然后我们的方言有700多样的，那我们最大的6个族群就是有刚刚是爪哇人，然后有宣大人，然后有巴烫人，然后有苏拉威西，还有马杜拉人，然后还有Betawi。那我觉得我们要讲Betawi，因为是它蛮特别。你如果在雅加达的街头，然后你会听到有充满的马来语跟福建话的一些总和。比如说呢，我们Betawi就是那边人，如果在讲我们的Betawi文的我就是卢啊，那福建话的卢啊不是哇嘛，然后如果Betawi的你就是路，那福建话就是离，然后再讲数字的话，我觉得更多很类似的那种讲法。那比如说在100，就是我们Betawi就是讲100，那不是福建话的10吧嘛。然后如果讲5万就是5万，那不是福建话的5万这样。
Okay, let's now take a look at the next slide. So yeah, here is Indonesia public holiday. Besides national holidays, holidays are mostly celebrated for religious occasion. Even such celebration would affect large scale of arrangement like the one you will experience during the silent day, or very famous, we call the Nyepi. Nyepi is the silent, yeah, and as Bali or Hindu New Year. In the day, such arrangement like lockdown mode, a complete day of silence, no schedule of incoming or outgoing flights, all traffic will be stopped, no internet, everyone must stay indoors, anyone who go outside will be sent back to their homes or hotels by the pecalang, the guardian, the traditional village security man. And this celebration is said to connect oneself more closely with God through prayers, and at the same time as a day of self-introspection to decide on values such as humanity, love, patience, and kindness. To understand more about the different ambience during celebration of Hindu New Year or the Nyepi in Bali, let us again see a video about it. But before, let Nadia first translate.
好，所以你如果看我们印尼的国定假日比较特别，是因为 我们印尼就是有不同的那个宗教嘛，那我们的国定假日有包含不只是民主的纪念日，也有一些宗教的节庆。所以那其中一个我觉得蛮特别，是我们在印尼有一个是印度教，然后他们的跨年，它就是叫安宁日，也是人景日。那一天就是真的是那一天，大家要冷静一下。那等一下我们会播个影片，就是给大家会更有那个了解，就是他们在过那个跨年的时候的一些他们周边的一些环境是怎么样。好，那麻烦那个怡凯帮我播一下影片，谢谢。
In Bali, the New Year is celebrated in a completely different way than anywhere else in the world. For about 1 week, the regular Balinese routine life is set aside to give place to various ceremonies. It all starts off with Malasti. Treasures from the temple are carried out to the sea to be purified with water.
My name is Imade Sukerta. I am living in Banjar Pengembungan.
After getting all the offering in the sea for the purification, we are bringing back to the village temple.
The next ceremony is Pengerupukan, which demands weeks of preparation. Ogoh-ogoh, which are huge ugly monsters, are crafted out of polystyrene and wood by the younger generation to scare the evil spirit.
They make it the figures are very strong. Strong character can be very ugly, right? Because those kind of things are symbol for the evil spirit. That day in the Pengerupukan in the evening or New Year Eve, those things are carried out by the people or young generation to all the village area, and we are scared out all the evil spirit from our life.
Starting from 6 a.m., there is a 24 hours mandatory period of silence. No one on the entire island leaves their house. Every shop, restaurant, tourist activity, and even the airport is closed to all locals and even the foreigners here on holiday. This day is called Nyepi. People are visiting their family, friends, and neighbors and enjoying the first day of the year, full of hope for a better future.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the silent day of Nyepi in Bali. I'm sure you like the video. So we will explore more regarding religious aspects in daily life in Indonesia on the next slide. But before we go to that religious aspects in daily life, let us take a look at this slide. Next slide. Yeah, it's about another interesting aspect of social, cultural, and lifestyle. Of course, it's food. So Indonesia has abundant variety of food. We will just explore for you some favorite Indonesian food which were originated from different regions. Under 3 time zones, West, Mid, and East in Indonesia, some of you might have known rendang or pempek, which are rated by both CNN and tasteatlas.com, and furthermore continue going popular internationally. Tasteatlas.com also rated satay or satay. You know, Mr. Obama loved to eat satay, and bakso, gado-gado, and siomay, nasi uduk, and bubur ayam. So they are some of world's most favorite food by Taste Atlas. You will also find other delicacies. Some of those also have Chinese or other countries' taste influence. To be mentioned are choy pan. So it's a rice flour dumpling, as also popular in Taiwan, and babi guling from Bali, or roast suckling pig. Yeah, Balinese eat pork. So while most of the Indonesian don't eat pork. And also ikan bakar parape from Sulawesi, and finally sago porridge from Papua. So here is our suggestion: when you come to Indonesia, think globally, eat locally. So you will find very delicious food.
所以我们印尼就是每个岛它有自己的美食，自己有特色的美食。那我觉得大家应该有听过那个巴东牛肉，它就是一定是被那个 CNN 算是被认为世界前50最好的美食。然后第二个就是甜不辣，甜不辣是第二个就是pempek嘛。pempek 是有点类似台湾炸的甜不辣，然后它也是被认为就是被那个 tasteatlas.com 它也是被认为就是在算是全世界50个最有名的那个小吃其中之一。那这2个美食都是在苏门答腊那边，然后我们就是现在往比较中间一点，就是那个加利曼丹。那加利曼丹，然后在昆点那边，因为很多是华人，所以有一些美食它会跟我们华人很类似。就是比如说这个我们看这个是炊饭，它不是同一样的跟台湾的菜粿，可是有一点点类似。因为它就是那边有华人，所以它会稍微综合一下华人的一些文化跟印尼那边的美食，然后就是做了这个炊饭这样。然后接下来也有那个在甲瓦岛那边很有名，就是那个 沙贴，沙贴就是那个沙贴螺船嘛。然后我们去那个加往那个巴厘岛那边，那因为印尼90% 的人口他是信回教徒，那回教徒本来他不能吃猪肉嘛，可是巴厘岛它比较特别，因为巴厘岛90% 的人口反而就是印度教，所以他们就反过来，他们不吃牛肉，那所以他们就要很喜欢吃猪肉，所以他们最有名的一个其中一个美食就是那个烤乳猪。你如果去巴厘岛，一定要跟他们要这个美食。然后我们现在去那个苏拉维西那边，那苏拉维西因为苏拉维西的海鲜都很，它那边的海鲜就很新鲜，所以他们其中一个蛮有名的一个美食就是烤鱼，然后它会配一些辣椒酱，然后就是它就是生的辣椒，生的那个辣椒就是搭配那个烤鱼，所以就很新鲜。然后在巴布亚那边，印尼人就是有点像台湾人，我们的主食最主要是吃那个白饭嘛，但是在巴布亚不太一样的话，它就是吃那个西米粥，这个是比较特别。好。
Okay, now let's talk quite longer about the religious aspects in daily life in Indonesia. So one of the historical facts is the existence of Admiral Cheng He or Cheng Ho in Indonesian tongue. He's a Muslim Chinese expeditor who has some influence in the spreading of Islamic teaching in Indonesia, especially the northern part of Java. The existence of multi-religion in Indonesia has enriched harmonious social and even everyday business life in Indonesia. As an icon of Indonesia's multi-religion harmony, you can see right at the center of Indonesian capital or Jakarta, the Istiqlal Grand Mosque is standing side by side with the cathedral, the biggest Catholic church in Indonesia. So the Istiqlal also the biggest mosque in Southeast Asia. Especially for Taiwanese expatriate who will enter Indonesia, you can imagine that the number of total population in Taiwan is just vast, the same with Christian people number in Indonesia. It is 28 million. And of course, the even bigger, almost 10 times of Taiwan population are Muslims. It's 237 million. We would not discuss how this multi-religion environment in terms of social problems or political points of view. Instead, we would like to dive in more to the daily life aspects, which not only important, but also quite interesting to understand. One basic thing to know is regarding the prayer time. Every religion in Indonesia has the right for organizing their own prayer time in the intended places, mosque, church, and temples, and even a specific time every day, or during several celebrations. One thing to know that some public places obligatory or voluntarily provide prayer room, especially for Muslims, or in several cases, multi-faith prayer room. Please note that a company or a factory establishment in Indonesia should also pay detailed attention in providing a prayer room, mostly minimum 10 square meters space, or even could be a mosque with a size up to 500 meters square. And when you first come and live in Indonesia, in almost all parts of the country, you should also get used to hear special sound of azan or athan in Arabic, in English, I mean, from the loudspeakers of every mosque, no matter small villages or big cities. So you will be familiar with this sound. Azan is performed 5 times a day. Average time as follows: the dawn 4:30, midday 12, afternoon 15, sunset 18, evening 19. As call for prayer to all Muslims, especially men, because women are mostly suggested to have prayer at home, except for certain occasion or celebration. For Muslim, azan is a call from God, of course. And for others, many times it is already regarded as just a small segment from the beauty of city hustles. So in Indonesia, sound of azan is mostly somehow tolerable, as Nadia also told me, and appreciated as a time reminder, or even as a symbol of peaceful state of mind that is enjoyed also by non-Muslim communities. Nevertheless, in order to minimize several social issues, now Indonesia government has considered to issue regulation of reducing the sounds of loudspeakers of any communities or religious occasion to prevent causing any disturbance to the fellow citizens. Now
那我先大概解释一下重点。好，因为印尼这个国家有多种的宗教嘛，你可以看就是有回教徒啊，然后有基督教，有天主教，还有印度教，还有佛教，然后还有就是还有其他宗教，就是很多。那你们可以看到，在我们雅加达这样的首都啊，在我们的首都那边，我们的最大的全印尼最大的那个清真寺啊，它就是位置就是它对面就是那个也是最大的那个天主教的教堂，所以从这边我们可以看得到，虽然我们有不同的宗教，可是大家都会会郑重币制的空间，就是会郑重大家的他信什么。然后，因为我们有各种宗教嘛，所以每个宗教的祷告时间都不一样。然后他们会在特定时间、特定地方，然后或是他们在固定的一些他们的一些节日，他们就是需要特别的拜拜。然后因为我们87% 就是回教徒，所以我们那边会固定有一个算是一个阿赞，就是他会播一个通知我们，就是如果要拜拜的时间到了，那就是1天有5次。那因为他会的播的声音有时候会比较大声，可是对我们的话，对一些人民不会，我们也是郑重这个就是变成我们其他人民的一个提醒我们现在时间到了，也是不会觉得我们对这个声音觉得很为难。可是后来我们政府就是发了一个规定，就是要把一些那个阿赞的声音就是不要那么大声，因为还是要尊重其他人。好，
bisa mungkin jangan video azan. So let us discuss about now the halal world. So in order to understand the meaning of halal, it's better to go deeper through the opposite word for halal. So it is the haram. So the right side, the haram, in everyday life, even by most of Muslims, the word haram will be perceived and understood as something forbidden or even something evil. But if we refer to original semantic of Arabic, the word haram actually means holy or innocent. Yeah, it's the vice versa, the opposite. As from what you can understand from the meaning of Masjid Haram, the centermost for all Muslims in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, which means the holy mosque. So when it is said something is haram, it is actually not appointing the object. So this is the very unique concept. It is not appointing the object. Otherwise, it is appointing the subject, the human, whom is reminded is its holiness, its innocence. By other meaning, it can't tolerate any impurities, any polluter, or any disturbance. When it is said alcohol or pork is haram, it's because the holiness of human body and soul could not tolerate some disturbance by it. I will tell you a contemporary explanation regarding pork, why pork is not halal or is haram, is that because pork could not be slaughtered easily by cutting its neck in a very immediate manner. So because the pork neck is full of fat, or the sudden death, or the usual slaughtering practice taught in Islam, the sudden death. And after all, usually some other things which cause a painful dying process would lead to produce so many anger and pain hormones released from the animal. So this is the contemporary explanation regarding why pork is considered not allowed to be eaten. So this is the most realistic explanation of haram. And because human body and soul could not tolerate of consuming anger and pain hormones. Yeah, this is the explanation. So, but actually, most Muslims already followed this rule many centuries without necessarily ask for explanation, which is in Islam expressed as we hear and we obey. Yeah, in Arabic, sami'na wa ata'na. Yeah. Then accordingly, when something is said to be halal, it means any human can tolerate. It is allowed, permissible in what a lawful manner. So the other side of halal work is the industrialization of not only halal products, but also halal services, tourism, certification, consultancy, etc., and halal supply chain regarding to the fact that more people need such products or services. Global halal food and beverage market is as high as 1.37 trillion US dollar in 2014, which represented 18% of the entire market. And according to Pew Research Center, the number of Muslims worldwide is expected to increase from 1.6 billion in 2010 to 2.8 billion in 2050. Yeah, so this is regarding the halal work. setelah ini.
那我稍微讲那个针对哈劳的一些重点，就是哈劳就是也是清真嘛，那就是不清真不是讲哈让嘛，那在讲哈让的话，就是针对不是针对那个人物，本来他是针对我们的人的本身。那他讲说，因为我们人的本身就是一个很 holy 的一个东西，它就是一个很单纯的东西，所以我们不能允许就是有一些不净正的东西进入我们本身。那为什么猪肉它说是一个不净正的东西？因为主要是要透过最净正的方式，就是吐在这一只猪。那因为猪的话，它没办法，你用最快的那个透过它的脖子直接让它很人性化的死掉，所以猪肉是变成一个是不净正的一个东西，对那个信回教徒的人。然后所以再将这个净正的话，就是如果halal的话，就是任何我们人的本身可以接受，我们可以允许，就是进入到我们身体内的东西，都是要清真的东西。然后在讲清真这个清真世界，不只是在讲食物，可是也可以说，因为现在清真已经很多全球对这个清真的主题就是觉得很注重这个主题，所以后来就这个清真就变成已经工业化了，所以它不只是在讲产品，可是也可以有旅游啊，然后也有一些比较偏资讯的服务啊，然后或是因为我们可以看全球的回教徒越来越多，那我们等一下会播那个 Azan 给你们参考。那个可以帮我播一下，我刚刚有在 Line 就是转给你影片。
Kita ini dulu, lanjut ke yang motivation and belief. Okay. So
那个于凯可以帮我播一下，我刚刚有转 Line 给你的影片了，谢谢。
So let us hear a bit about Azan, so you can recognize its sound that will be mostly heard when you come to Indonesia 5 times a day. It's in Arabic. All over the world, it's in Arabic.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
The virtual mosque is brought to you by Islamic Relief and our kind friends and patrons.
好，然后大家刚刚有听了嘛？然后我现在就是要稍微再大家强调刚刚就是 halal 跟 haram 的差别。好，所以我们在讲 haram 就是它意思不是不清真的意思 ，haram 代表是一个 holy， 所以我刚刚说 haram 是针对人的本身，所以如果他说 haram 是因为人的本身是一个很 holy 的东西，所以它只能允许就是 holy 的东西进去你自己的身体。那 halal 清正的意思就是允许的，被允许这样。好，那我们继续。
Okay, so from all of the explanation, from all of the presentation in our previous slides, most of them are related to religious explanation. I believe many of you will draw a question of why religion so matter in Indonesia. Why Indonesians are mostly still stick to their religions, while we also could see in some other parts of the world, we could see many people seem quitting from religion because of the hectic or individualistic and more money-oriented world. Answering these questions, especially for Indonesia, we don't want to stamp such stereotype to Indonesian people, nor make a full judgment or assumption whether Indonesians are such religious people or not. Let us hear from some studies by sociologists and what religious leaders or clerics in Indonesia tell about the real motivation in choosing religion for their life of Indonesian life, why they still choose the religion. The first explanation is the belief in God. Such belief would also mean to not believing in other opposite things, not believing only in your own effort or capability. So this is one the meaning of belief in God. So if you should don't believe in your own effort or capability. And the second one is don't believe in your desire, your greediness, your hate, or your anger. So this is also the opposite of God itself. So by believing in only God, it also would keep people remain in self-wisdom and consciousness. Remain to be honest, to be truthful and obedient, which is believed will bring such good fortune. So I believe this is also the value of Taiwan people that I have read in some places that truthfulness, honest will bring such good fortune.
好，那我先解释一下，就是为什么在印尼你信什么，你有什么宗教，你的宗教是什么是很重要。那刚刚主任就是说，因为针对一个人他选择他要选什么宗教，就是有一些原因。那第一个原因是我们针对每个人都会有对上帝的一个信仰。那意思是说，你不能只有相信你自己的能力，但是你也要相信，就是对上帝有一个信仰，所以这样你会不只是有你的能力，可是你也有知道那个上帝有给你一些其他的，就是能力可以经过一些挑战，所以意思是说如果你不只是有相信自己的能力，加上对上帝有这个信仰，你有更多的自我智慧。所以比如说你面对一些不好的事情，你有那个你的思考点会想更清楚，就是会知道你要做什么，会增加你的那些对自我的认知，所以你要怎么处理一个事情有很清楚的思考，知道要怎么处理最好。那因为你自我的智慧已经提升嘛，那这个就是被认为会带很多对你自己本身跟你周边的人带一些好运。
Okay, so the second explanation is the importance of family. In Indonesia, the meaning of family is very important, by which a big family gathering would be a common view in every places in Indonesia. Therefore, many Indonesians are also very hardworking, which is in religion teaching, religion value, the hardworking, even as noble as holy war, for the sake of family's prosperity.
好，那第二个原因是因为印尼人对家庭对印尼人是一个非常重要的，所以你很常会看到很多家庭就是家族型的聚会，就是很多一整个家人就是会聚会，然后因为印尼人本性他很勤劳，所以很注重你对你的家庭需要对你的家庭要全力付出，就是给他们所以你要勤劳给他们整个就是给他们很好的一个生活。好，那也是第二个，那我们接下来会讲第三个。
Okay. The third aspect to be mentioned is social harmony. For no doubt, every religion put social harmony as the fundamental of peaceful spiritual life. Besides multi-religion circumstances, Indonesia consists also of up to 100 ethnic groups with more than 800 dialects. Of course, this also would bring so many differences in characters, value system, social hierarchy, and so forth. As part of a maturing process of the nation, social harmony principles can bring what so-called the unity in diversity.
那第三个原因就是我们注重那个社会的和谐，应该是说，因为印尼有很多种来自不同背景的来自不同文化背景的人口嘛，所以我们很注重这个就是我们的目标就是要就是要有一个我们的社会要一个很和谐的，要平平安安这样，所以每个宗教啊， 不管哪一个宗教，它都会把和平作为生活的最基础。
Okay, the fourth explanation of motivation in belief is the belief in afterlife. This is the fourth aspect, the belief in afterlife. Only with this motivation, people would stay just, truthful, and honest in regards that he or she should be responsible for every act committed, as well as only with this motivation, he or she would not admire or depend too much to his or her possession, because for sure he or she would not possess it forever.
好，那第四个就是令人相信，我们这辈子的成就啊，这辈子做的事情会成为下辈子的一些因果的循环，所以就是现在做的都有他自己的后果，所以每个人都要对他所有做的一些都要有责任心，因为就是你现在做的会在你下辈子也是会有拿到一些后果，所以你做好就是会拿到之后好的后果。它就是有这个，我们有这个相信这种想法。
Okay, and then finally we should come into statement that we leave you an open formulary to all readers or all participants today to have a valuation for the religiousness of Indonesian people based on your own past or future observation. So your first days, months, or years in Indonesia could have different experiences of interesting stories about these spiritual aspects in Indonesia. At least you could understand what sort of spiritual waves behind the hustle and bustle of daily life in Indonesia, or behind the ups and downs of the cities, which is known as the one that never sleep. The cities never sleep. That's all our presentation for the cultural, lifestyle, and daily life in Indonesia in this first session. In the second session, we will present about current situation of investment and business environment in Indonesia. But before that, let us have 5 minutes break first, because we are out of time for the 14:20. Okay, so 5 or 10 minutes break. So the professor will decide. We'll continue again at least. Let's continue following the decision from professor.
好，那就是以上就是我分享给各位同学，就是有关印尼的宗教的一些信仰，然后的特质，然后我就希望可以带给大家不同的想法的一些层次，就是这个就是给你们一些参考，就是我们有这种现象，然后我们在第一阶部分就是讲完了我们针对文化跟一些不同的还有美食啊，还有一些宗教背景。那我们第二个阶段我们会讲有关一些印尼的比较印尼经济的一些那个趋势，还有我们投资的一些机会给你们参考。那我们先休息个5到10分钟，等一下我们再问一下那个周老师的意见，我们要休息5到10分钟。好，那然后再好，
对，我们可以休息一下，休息10分钟可以了哈。但是我们的课程到3点10分就结束了哈，现在是2点37分，所以如果要休息，我看休息5分钟就好了，好不好？5分钟， 喝个水，
我们
或去
是
洗个手哈。因为接下来
好
investment 也许要一点时间，那么我建议是不是差不多3点就结束，让学生有10分钟可以发问。
可以啊，天老师没
哦
问题。所以我们就
好
休息到
好
45吗？还是要到
最好到42吧
42？
，5
好，把
分钟42分，好不好？5分钟休息一下，可以吗？
好，我们待会见，大家。
好，你跟主任讲说差不多3点，他讲到3点，然后咱们就那个，
好，
好不好
我？再跟主任讲。
好，谢谢。
再
谢谢
见。
等一下
我们
再。
5 minutes break. Thank you.
5 minutes. Thank you.
OK。
Thank you.
呃。
好，同学回来了吗？喂，同学们听得到话吗？听得到我讲的话吗？黄思雨，听得到我讲的话吗？可以听得到啊。吴东汉可以听得到吗？
嗨，
OK， 好，我们主任回来了呀。好 ，Director coming back. OK, please continue.
Thank you, Professor.
Please, thank you.
Okay, so let's continue with the next presentation or next session about the current situation of economy, investment, and business environment in Indonesia. First, let's take a look at Indonesia population. Indonesia is said to be a young generation country, as I believe most of the Asian nations also previously or maybe before also a young generation. This is what made Japan, Taiwan can catch the progress, the development, the fast development. So population of Indonesia base census 2020 is 270.2 million, which 191 million people in Indonesia is working age. And that's why we can call Indonesia as a young generation country, and it is called what is so-called the demographic bonus. So to accelerate our economic development. Yeah.
印尼也是算一个年轻时代的国家。从这个图我们可以看，就是根据去年2020年的全国人口的调查，我们可以看就是印尼年轻人或是那个生产年龄从15到60岁之前的人口，是在2020年的时候，它就是占了70.72% 的全人口，所以就是它算一个蛮年轻的一个年轻时代的国家。
Okay. Yeah. Let us see the Global Talent Competitiveness Index, or the GTCI. I believe, but sorry to say that Taiwan is not there. I believe it is somewhere also in 42 with China. So maybe the Taiwan Tech should consider that Taiwan alone can be also counted in GTCI also. Indonesia also has been improving its position of GTCI from ranking 90 in 2015 to ranking 65 in 2020. It sounds also quite delighting to hear that more and more young people are eager to start their own business from the every early stage, and more young people has been succeeded to become successful entrepreneur, reaching significant market position and in serving international businesses.
然后我们看一下这个图，就是在讲印尼全球人才的那个竞争力的指数，或是 GTCI，就是从2015到现在一直持续成长中。你可以看，就是在2020的时候，印尼就是已经开始提高到排名第65位了。
The maintaining of the growing of business entities within the investment rate of 3 until 4% during the pandemic situation is also quite an outstanding achievement of Indonesian government and all supporting stakeholders. This has been made possible by a progressive development of both hard and soft infrastructures in Indonesia. Until 2020, there have been 15 new airports, 24 new seaports, over 1,000 kilometers highways, 2,640 kilometers non-highway roads, which already provided, and also to support digital generation and to more narrowing of the digital divide between regions in Indonesia by 2020, 164,000 kilometers of optical fiber network has connected 458 regional or cities in Indonesia. More than 500 new base receiver station, or the BTS, not the one in Korea. Base receiver station has been built aiming to fill the 3G or 4G coverage by more than 50% and 2G coverage by more than 70%. Today, Indonesia is home to 132.7 million internet users, or it's about 50% of population, and 20 to 65 million online shoppers between 2017 and 2022. From these figures, we could easily catch two key information of Indonesia. It's a very huge market potential and still more room and space to highly grow businesses in Indonesia.
好，从这边我们可以看得到，就是虽然疫情的关系，可是我们可以看得到，从2015年到2020年，就是印尼的技术架构一直是在发展中。然后虽然这个疫情的关系，我们的一些企业增长也是算不错的，我们的投资率差不多3到4%。然后这也是因为印尼政府跟其他相关利害关系就是有很好的关系，然后他们就是都有全力支持我们，就是要让投资者更容易就是可以进入印尼的市场。然后所以你可以看这边就是一些的硬体还是软体的技术架构，我们都有一直开发中。然后也可以看得到我们的一些网络的使用者，就是已经超过50% 的人口，所以大家都是对网络这个资讯都是已经很熟悉了。然后从这边我们可以看得到，印尼的市场的权力就很大，然后也有就是也可以很吸引全球性的一些对全球性的一些投资者还是企业有很大的成长的空间，有很大的机会。
Next, we would see that by 2021, Indonesia is on the 5th rank. Oh, no. I mean, it's about the Indonesian trade agreements or membership. Because Indonesia is located at the crossroad of Western world, Middle Asia, Middle East, Pacific, and East Asian countries, Indonesia would be a somewhat winning location for future-oriented industries. This also supported by the facts that Indonesia have signed now 23 free trade agreements with some of most prominent global market.
也就是因为印尼的地点就是位置是在很战略的一个位置，所以就是针对一些贸易啊还是投资是有很多的利益，所以目前到现在印尼已经有签约了23个自由贸易的协定，当然就是给全球的一些市场更大的一些企业的合作机会。
Okay. So on this slide, you will see that by 2021, Indonesia is on the 5th rank in number of startup companies globally, with up to 2,233 companies, with Jakarta is ranked number 2 in terms of emerging ecosystems in city level. So let me explain a little bit about what so-called the new wave of shifting economy in Indonesia. So Indonesia is already regarded globally as new center of pain points. I believe you also very familiar with these pain points. It means we have so many problems to solve. So it means this is the center of opportunities, and especially in going digital. So also by the system integration, by the smart city, by the 5G readiness, e-government, artificial intelligence, and big data, and so on and so forth. So in going digital, Indonesia is one center of opportunities globally. So let us see Indonesia is aiming to have 15 to 30 unicorns by 2023 until 2025. And let me make a note that in terms of market size, Indonesia is very promising. That's why we also suggest Gogoro and Appear, because if they only focus on Taiwan, they could not be a unicorn. So only in reaching a bigger market, they could not. They could be a unicorn. So this is the chance also for startups in Taiwan to better know the Indonesian market, and also to achieve significant portion of a global market.
好，我们看一下，在2021年，我们印尼就是在我们印尼的新创公司数量是在全球排名第五个，总共有2200，到目前为止我们只有差不多2000多的公司了。然后这边刚刚我们主要不是说我们印尼就是因为我们印尼很多东西可以改善，那可以改善代表这是一个机会，所以就是可以透过什么人工的智慧的一些技术或是针对一些系统的整合，整个系统整合，然后工业4.0，然后什么电动车可以把这些技术整合起来，就是 改善我们印尼那边所有可以改善的东西。然后如果我们从这边看的话，也可以看得到印尼的市场其实很大，所以你如果要到一个很大的新创公司，你要往印尼那边的方向，你的市场才可以一直发展起来。
Okay, and to understand more about the emerging ecosystem of digital economy in Indonesia, let us see a brief video about the great potential of Indonesia's digital ecosystem.
然后为了我们可以就是更理解印尼整个生态系统的一些数位化的生态系统的发展，我们来看一下一个影片。
When the pandemic hit in early 2020, it became a game reset. Every high-touch and high-risk activity had been forced to move online. Ultimately, those in the digital industry are the winners. The pandemic has created a chance for entrepreneurs to rethink about problems in society and solve them efficiently through technology. East Ventures supported startup companies to identify these problems, as well as to focus on their core strengths so that they could adapt to the crisis, survive the worst of the storm, and come back stronger. Resilience, resourcefulness, and discipline become the key traits of success. The pandemic has served as a patch to Indonesia as a platform, which now has advanced digital infrastructure and more than 200 million internet users. In the end, COVID-19 is merely holding us back for a time. We are now witnessing how Indonesia's digital economy is preparing itself to slingshot towards its golden era. The recent merger of two Indonesian tech giants is a testament to the potential of Indonesia's strong digital economy. This is just the beginning of the rise of many startups in the future, from Indonesia to the world.
不好意思，大家刚刚有一些技术上的问题。好，我们回来了。所以刚刚大家已经看完影片，是不是？影片看完了，是不是？
看完了。
好。
So finally, we hope that we deliver today could bring you a new vision of Indonesia from the cultural as well as economic aspect. As we could see with its diverse communities, Indonesia have brought endless potential to become a stronger global player for Indonesian enterprises or for international or global enterprises. Before I end my presentation, actually I have another video for closing, but is it okay to play another video, or we should directly into Q&A?
Video is about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. 谢谢，谢谢。
那一凯帮我播一下，谢谢。我来那个一凯帮我播一下最后的影片。
Our streets are suddenly quiet. Our people too. Our kids can't go to school, can't play outside and make friends. This generation is glued to screens. This crisis has hit us all very hard. But we are managing well. We are adapting. We remain vigilant. We are resilient. Because this is how we were raised. To never give up. If there is anything COVID-19 will teach us, it will be new forms of caring. It has shown us how we are all connected to each other. We are now more connected than ever. In this unprecedented time, we want to make it easier for the businesses.
Yang menghambat investasi, semuanya harus dipangkas.
What do you think about red tape in Indonesia?
The government of Indonesia, especially the Indonesia Investment Coordination Board, is taking great efforts to make Indonesia the most developed and the most investor-friendly destination in the world. The country is today an ideal investment destination, highly attractive to the global business community.
We understand it is a Herculean effort, but we can clearly see the efforts of the government to simplify and synchronize multiple bureaucracies. The implementation of OSS, the online single submission, to be the central platform for companies to submit various business licenses is a great initiative.
What makes your company invest in Indonesia? What are the key drivers?
Indonesia has the right demographic dividends. In short, we have the right climate for investment. In 2020 and 2021, despite facing the COVID pandemic, Nestle Indonesia has embarked on one of our biggest investment projects in Indonesia. We are building our 4th greenfield factory.
We are a toy manufacturer, which is regarded as a labor-intensive industry, so that we decided to go to Indonesia because of the attractive labor cost there and also plenty of workforce. So that's the main reason that we go to Indonesia.
If you have a suggestion for the government of Indonesia on how to improve the investment climate, what would that be?
その理由はインドネシアが世界で4位の人口を有しており、経済成長も著しく、さらに投資環境の改善をするためには基幹産業の育成が重要だと考えます。
印尼的投资环境，我认为需要改善的是交通。交通是一个国家发展经济主要条件。建议政府有针对性的建设交通设施，吸引投资，吸引人才。
I would like to urge and ask help for our government to think about end-to-end program. We've done superbly well from where we were until today. We've cut a lot of bureaucracy. So that's what I would like to request the government to fight for our products.
We encourage the government in improving in the area of intellectual property, as it will also be an added value for any investor, allowing for sufficient protection to increase confidence in sustainable business continuity in Indonesia.
To respond to those issues, what BKPM has to say.
Para investor yang saya hormati, di tahun 2020, di mana di era pandemi COVID-19, kita berhasil mencatat realisasi investasi sebesar 826,4 triliun, di mana 33%-nya adalah di sektor industri. Investor dimanapun berada dibutuhkan kepastian, kemudahan, transparansi, dan efisien. Lewat Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja, semuanya perizinan sudah berbasis elektronik dan berbasis OSS. Dan semuanya terpusat pada satu pintu. Hal ini kita lakukan semata-mata adalah untuk bagaimana mendorong untuk percepatan realisasi investasi dan kemudahan berusaha di Indonesia bisa kita wujudkan.
Invest in a country whose people never give up. Invest Indonesia now.
Okay, thank you very much to all of you. We hope you staying safe, healthy, and full of new spirit. 谢谢大家。
好，谢谢。
谢谢。
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali Fauzi, for your very interesting, very colorful, and very illustrative speech. We learn a lot. Just like the video said, we never give up. We never give up. We have to make more cooperation. We have to get more connected between us.